In 21st century, it is hard to predict the future without artificial intelligence. Let us get educated on what does artificial intelligence means. Artificial intelligence is a branch of computer science that deals with making machines that can do human-like tasks. From creating self-driving cars to creating artificial life, there is a lot to discuss in this video. Let us get started. Most people imagine, like I said, a robot dressed like a human when it comes to artificial intelligence. But in reality, artificial intelligence is way more than that. In fact, we are using AI every time of our life. What do you think about Siri or Alexa? Do you think these are just words of magic or somebody behind it? The answer is an obvious no. In reality, these machines are continuously learning from their performance, just like we humans try to improve ourselves. Before we get to more complicated examples of AI, let us talk about some basic examples of AI. Number 1, Netflix recommendation system. This recommendation system knows which series you are going to watch. Number 2, Facebook newsfeed. Number 3, Google page rank algorithm, which will show the best website that you are looking for. Number 4, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok algorithm, which knows which videos should get viral. And the last one is chatbots. Nowadays, if you go to a website, you no longer notice that a human will be talking to you. You can instead talk to a bot that can solve your problem. So let's get to more complicated examples of AI. We were talking about some basic examples of AI. Let us move to more complicated examples of AI. We are experiencing a rise in self-driving cars. Many countries are now testing self-driving taxis to even self-driving buses. As crazy it might sound, Boeing is also trying to plan to implement a self-piloting jet. You might say these are old things. Now, what if I told you scientists have literally created a bacteria from scratch using computers that is capable of reproducing? The entire DNA of that bacteria was human-made. Craig Venter and his team now proudly believes more synthetic life can be created in the future in the field of biology.
And scientists announced today they have made a major breakthrough in the quest to create life in a laboratory. For the first time, they have produced a living cell in which the active DNA was put together by computers. What does this mean for science, and does it mean there is now synthetic life?
Now, what if I told you about gene editing? Yes, there is a technology called CRISPR that will come to the future to edit genes in our human bodies. It is expected that diseases like HIV and cancers, two of the most deadliest diseases for humans, can be cured. Moving on, there is an Israeli firm called VCU which is building a mine-reading software that can detect terrorists at the airport. And also from the same country as well, there is a startup called Cornet which has recently restored the vision of a 78-year-old human who had a blindness of more than 10 years by using artificial cornea. So these are the future technologies that can AI solve.
In other news, a decade of blindness miraculously reversed in Haifa in a first-of-its-kind success story. But don't worry, there will be plenty more on the horizon. When 78-year-old Haifa resident Jamal Fouani lost his sight to edema 10 years ago, he became just one of the 30 million others worldwide.
As we develop AI, we must realize it can become problematic too. As AI outperforms human, the number of humans in the workforce will decrease. As a result, unemployment will increase. I guess this is a very common thing which everybody knows. There are some problems related to gene editing also. Bioterrorism will increase. Pandemics, just like the COVID-19 pandemic, will literally occur every decades. And also, parents will try to alter the genes of their children so that their children becomes a top performer in every aspect. Another and the most important part is that your data will become public. All artificial intelligent machines requires you to hand over your data so that they can improve their performance. As a result, government will have your data, and in case of a mega data breach, probably your personal photos will be exposed to public. So basically that was a very long video, or I would say a quite long video. But then again, I believe I had not wasted any second of your life. Also, I have written an article regarding this on my Medium profile. So I'll be again back with a more informative video. Till then, please don't forget to like my video and share, and also like my page. Stay tuned.